welcome to Seeing Through Glass. Finally, I'm going to answer the question you've all been asking. What is happening to my Ferrari 360 next year during Drive the World? Well, simple answer, it's going into storage. It's kind of in storage already. I think most of you know that the last 4 or 5 months I've been keeping this car here at Windrush Car Storage in London. But this part of Windrush is, well, it caters more for the sort of day-to-day user. You can come and pick up your car whenever you like. They keep it ready to roll, tyre pressures, it's clean, it's just sort of beautifully maintained so that whenever you want it, you can come and pick it up and take it away. Windrush do have another centre down in the Cotswolds, which is southwest of England, if any of you don't know your UK geography. And that place caters more for the sort of long-term car storage. So today I'm taking the 360 from here in London down to Windrush's Cotswolds HQ to tuck it up and say goodbye to it for a whole 12 months. Oh, it's going to be a very sad day.
I get in this car, I'm reminded how much I love it. Every time I get in this car, I'm reminded why I love Ferrari. This thing just always brings a smile to my face, and it makes me so sad to think that I might not drive it for 12 months. What an incredible year 2018 has been with this 360. I think I've put 7,000 miles on the clock, and the trip down to Monaco with Paul Wallace really stands out in my mind. My first ever journey to the south of France, and specifically Monaco, in my Ferrari. I just remember that drive in on the mountain road. I was smiling so much I could barely see. My eyes were so shrunk because my smile was so large. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna crash. Yes, I would of course have loved to take the 360 on Drive the World, but I've said it many times before, this is a forever car. I really, if I can, I really want to keep this car until I die as an old man, hopefully. And so, whilst I'm sure I could have managed the Drive the World trip, it would have been quite brutal. It would have really sort of taken a bit of a bashing, and I love this thing so much and I want it to be in my life for so long that I don't really want to beat it up. So it felt like the right thing to do to give it over to the Windrush guys, who I know take care of cars as much as their owners do. I mean, the way that they prepare this thing every time I want to drive it is ridiculous. I mean, it is gleaming, spotless clean today. And when it's sunny and it's like this and I want to film, that is just perfect. And I've heard things about their Cotswolds setups which just sound like, I mean, it's going to be a holiday for the 360. It's going to be just like a spa. Anyway, we're going to find out more when we get there, but it is an expensive decision. I just think a worthwhile one, and I am obviously doing a UK leg of Drive the World, and I think I'll have to take the car out at that point, because 12 months not driving the 360 just feels way too long. This thing is so pure. Oh, many pheasants. Come on, Bob. No, oh, what? They're having a fight. Oh, they're having a fight. Oh, don't fight near my 360 paintwork. Ah! 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 Sorry. It is so just pure and visceral, and it summarises everything that I think is wrong in the chase for power in modern day supercars. 700, 800, 900 horsepower. Don't get me wrong, I would love an 812 superfast, but on English B roads it's just not necessary. I can thrash this thing, and within reason. I'm never going that fast. Don't get me wrong, it's fast enough and I'm having the best time ever, but it's kind of manageable power. It's not like squirming all over the place. Anyway, also the Cotswolds is just the most beautiful area in the world. We are nearly now at Windrush HQ, and because obviously it is top secret like all of their locations, I shall now do the final half an hour, 45 minutes of the journey in secrecy and see you at Windrush's Cotswolds Batcave.
I'm not sure I could have asked for much more of a beautiful day for my, I keep saying final drive in the 360, but my last drive of the year, or my last drive for 12. Anyway, one of, let's just say, a very nice day out in the 360 before I tuck it up to bed for at least 6 to 12 months. Now, the guys have already jumped on the car because the sort of preparation process for storage usually takes 3-4 hours, and as ever, I really don't have much time, so we've got to try and get through things as efficiently as possible. And what's happening behind me is they're doing sort of checks and preparations before it sort of goes through wash stage and stuff like that. So, for example, imagine if I'd left a cheesy biscuit at the bottom of the footwell. That's something that might attract mice. We don't want that. As you can see, Tim, who you might remember from the Behind the Glass podcast, is doing oil and water checks to make sure the engine is in good position, because, you know, you're going to be sat away for, as I say, 6 to 12 months. We don't want any surprises when we try and start it up again when I get back. So very thorough checks going on behind me. But I've been a little bit distracted since I've turned up because there are also some pretty epic cars on display in this room, which is really just a very small part of Windrush's Cotswold setup. So whilst these guys are working hard, I'm going to go and drool over some of the cars that are in here. I've come to the back of one of the sort of warehouses here because I want to show you something very interesting and one very appealing fact for me of the whole setup here at Windrush. This is a car treadmill. A big thing that I was concerned about leaving the 360 sort of alone next year was the fact that I am fully aware that car operates at its best and is happiest when it's being used. I can noticeably feel the difference from when I've driven the car a week or 2 weeks apart to when I haven't driven it for 2 months. And so, considering all the work AV engineering I've been doing, I'm like, well, now it's going to sit there for 6 to 12 months and seize up. But no, because these guys have an exercise machine for the car. So I'm now going to bring in Tim to explain a little bit more exactly what this is, how you use it, and why you use it.
Sure. So this is when we brought Sam's car in, we've gone to great lengths to decontaminate it. So that when it's in storage, it's not going to decompose. All the salt and any grit's been washed off it. So we don't really want to take it out on the road and get it dirty again. Also, Sam's right, you can't just leave a car, it will deteriorate. So this is one way of not taking the car on the road where it might be salty in another month's time or so. There's other road users which, you know, there's a lot of dangers out there. So this is one way we can do it on site, within our facility. We put the car on here, and rather than just leave the engine running, we can take it through the gears gently, warm the engine up properly, putting a little bit of load on it, and yeah, we choose to do it every 2 months. Some people say do it once a month, but to be honest, we think that's a bit too often, because if you don't warm the engine up properly, causing more damage. So yeah, like I say, every 2 months, bring it in here, get a little bit of a gentle exercise, and it's a treadmill for a car.
Do you put it on like 80s pop music? Go, come on, show him what he's missing.
I'll tell you what we might do. Next time we do it with your car, Sam, we'll take a little video. We'll send it to you.
Amazing. I look forward to that. Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. A car treadmill. There we go, my 360's home for next year. Look at it, looking absolutely just delicious. All cleaned, all inspected, all prepared to be tucked up and have it sort of rest. I'm kind of sad. I don't know, I've got all like a bit of an anxiety lump in my chest that I'm going to be waving goodbye to this thing. I don't think many of you understand just how attached I am to this car, but some of you eagle-eyed people may have spotted a 911 next to it, and guess what? Tim has just told me that is a 1970s 911 Carrera T. Ha! Amazing, too cool. But there are amazing things here. Tim, as always, thank you so much for everything. I'm glad that I'm leaving the car with you. I know it's going to be well looked after.
Oh, you're welcome. So actually in here it's a controlled environment. We dehumidify it to, I'm going to geek out now, 55%.
A lovely 55.
Oh yeah, a lovely 55. But it just genuinely works. And again, a bit geeky, but we've got these little data loggers dotted around, and we log it every hour, the temperature and humidity. So we've got all sorts of graphs going on.
Incredible, that's amazing.
We're babysitting.
Well, you're babysitting it, and again, eagle-eyed spotters may have noticed you're babysitting some pretty special things. I don't think anyone here is going to struggle to figure out the car under the cover. La Ferrari, F40, Huayra, I think there's some Testarossas. I mean, I could be here all day playing this game, but bye-bye 360, see you, well, hopefully in not too distant future. I was saying that maybe during the UK leg I'm going to have to come and wrestle this car back from you guys and enjoy it, because by that point I'll be missing it so much. It feels like it'll be the only right thing to do, right?
We'll send you a postcard.
Thank you so much. Today was not only my final drive of the year in the 360, but it's also pretty much my final video. I think I mentioned this before, but if I didn't, there's the announcement. I've got one more little video coming out before Christmas, which just reveals some details about sort of Drive the World and some things that are taking place before I leave. But this is pretty much it, because I want to take some time off. I need to take some time off to recharge the batteries before I commence next year's big adventure. And this feels like the right moment to kind of like step away slightly, because 360 is all tucked up safely and my flat is pretty much all packed up in the back of a van. And yes, now I can just hopefully relax and get ready for the start of next year. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it informative. Lots of information obviously about Windrush, but about car storage in general. So if it's not a subject that you're particularly interested in, I apologise. But I thought it was important to explain exactly what's going to be happening with the car, and not just be like, oh yeah, I'm putting it in storage, because I mean that could have been me leaving it in a shed. And as you can see, this place is most definitely not a shed. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and make sure you stay subscribed for another video before Christmas, but mainly for everything that's going to be happening next year.